They enslaving our energy, man. Get up, go to work, eat shit, sleep, fuck, get entertained, go right back to work. And do it for 40 to 50 years waiting on Social Security. And I got another video to do on that. Anyway. Because government no longer had any way to pay its debt with substance. Was bankrupt, it lost its sovereignty and standing in law. Outside and separate from constitutional government, to continue to function and operate, it created an artificial world consisting of artificial entities, i.e. the Matrix. If y'all been wondering what the fuck we've been talking about as far as this Matrix, there you go. And that's just on one level. There are multiple levels. All right. This was accomplished by taking everyone's proper birth given name and creating what is called a fiction in law. I got the definition right over there. Dealing with the straw man. That's what it is. He's referring to the straw man. By way of acronym, i.e. a name written in all capital letters to interact with. A name written in all capital letters is not a sentient flesh and blood human being. It is a corporation, fiction, or deceased person. See, that's the legal definition. I told you. I just said it earlier in one of the other, believe it was the first clip in this video, because my phone act is a piece of shit. I got to go on and get me a real camera and start doing this thing official. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Government as well as all corporations, including the Internal Revenue Service, cannot interact with you or interact with you via your proper name given you at birth. Only through your all capital letters name. That's how the shit is set up. But you gotta see, it take time, man. Like, I'm gonna tell you, man, some real shit. Like, all together, man, I've been studying this field of knowledge, man, for about, I'll say about 3 years, maybe 2 and some change going on 3 years total. And I got over 100 pounds of information on this shit, man. You know what I mean? But again, like when you can't solely, it's all right. I'm gonna get there. I ain't even gonna get into that. I'm gonna make this happen regardless. Right now, what's important is, conveying this information to y'all. That's what's important right now. So that's what I'm gonna focus on. My situation gonna be all right. I done already committed to this thing. I ain't been down to my job in months. Anyway. Okay. Another little tidbit of knowledge which has been conveniently kept from the people is this. When the several United States signed the treaty with Great Britain ending the Revolutionary War, it was a concession that all commerce, Uniform Commercial Code, commerce, would be regulated and contracted through British attorneys known as esquires only. Yeah, we great get into them. Yeah. I'm going to get me a lawyer, man. Fuck that shit. I need a mouthpiece. Well, I'm great introduced to y'all what that's all about. The condition and concession still exists today. No attorney or lawyer in the United States of America has ever been licensed to practice law. They've exempted themselves. as they are a legal fiction person and only admitted member to practice in the private franchise club called the Bar, which itself is an acronym for the British or Barrister Aristocratic or Accreditation Regency, such as are unregistered foreign agents, and so they are traitors. Esquires, unconstitutional title of honor and nobility equals esquires. Foreign non-citizens, aliens, who are specifically prohibited from ever holding any elected public office of trust whatsoever. Article 1, Section 9, Clause 8 states, no title of nobility shall be granted by the United States, and no person holding any office of profit or trust under them shall, without the consent of the Congress, accept any present emolument, office, or title of any kind whatsoever from any king, prince, or foreign state. As a direct result, attorneys and lawyers cannot and do not represent you in your proper birth or given name. Attorneys and lawyers represent corporations, artificial persons, and fictions in law only. Is Malik Bey present? As soon as you say, here I am, that's your ass. You've consented to their jurisdiction. You get what I'm saying? Because they're calling out to the corporate fiction. Your name on them court documents is in all capital letters, my man. What the majority in this country fail to recognize is this. Because of the bankruptcy and having been pledged as an asset to the national government's debt, this makes all citizens debtors under Chapter 11. Debtors in a bankruptcy, having lost their solvency, have no rights nor standing in law and are at the mercy of the creditors. Secure party creditor. Amen. All courts today sit and operate as non-constitutional, non-Article 3 legislative tribunals administering the bankruptcy via their statutes and codes. All courts are Title 11 bankruptcy courts, where these statutes are in reality commercial obligations being applied for the benefit or privilege of discharging debts with limited liability of the Federal Reserve monopoly colorable money Federal Reserve notes, i.e. debt instruments. This means every time you end up before a court, not only do you not have any standing in law to state a claim upon which relief can be granted, you have no constitutional rights. Why? Because you are a debtor under the bankruptcy, and in addition to having contracted away your rights in exchange for benefits and privileges, you do not have one single shred of evidence to establish otherwise. We got to get our shit together, man. Stop depending on these motherfuckers to do what you can do yourself. We got to stop being lazy. You know what I mean? We got to stop trying to be fresh and put on all this fucking money that we got together. Come on, man. We got to start spending on some of this shit here. Spend on some of this shit here. You dig what I'm saying? You know? Anyway, in bankruptcy, only creditors have rights. See, to become a creditor, you got to go to the private side. This is like, okay, the government works on two ledgers. You got a private ledger and you got a public ledger. This is why when you get found guilty of something, they got to set a different date and sentence you on a different date because they got to adjust the ledgers. You see what I'm saying? the International Monetary Fund. You know, you got to look into all these things, man. You know, your exemption priority account. You know, the account on the back of the Social Security card.